It's me, Mario and the gang, you probably know my name. And so we start the game, jumping high, ducking low, from the sky to the ocean. How come Peach can't stop being stolen? Need the Firefly or Star Power now for Bowser. Koopa Troopa, Super Goomba, soon to lose a life. It's me and Peach and Luigi, so you know, stop and don't rock and roll. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
So, it's been 24 hours since I viewed Sonic Prime of Season 3. And you know what? After all that time, you know how I'm feeling right now, Jayden?
What is it?
It's the biggest piece of dog shit.
Oh, I get the reference. Well, guys, welcome to the Sonic Prime Season 3 review. And as you can tell already, this will be very different in both video styles and our feelings towards this show. So, for context, hi, my name is Jayden. I am Joshua's best buddy, and I only appear in total of 3 times in his channel, and one of them is actually how I act, which is the short one. And yeah,
Of course.
we both were hyped. We both were talking about Sonic Prime Season 3 and how it was going to end and what will happen. And what the fuck happened?
Everything. Literally everything happened. And that's not a good thing.
What the fuck did they do to this show, bro? We went from hype to fucking bored. What the hell happened?
We were literally praising up a storm for the show the night before it released. And now here we are. And now what the fuck were they thinking?
Oh my god, literally everything is wrong. Everything.
Ugh.
And there is no better time to start bickering about this show than now. We both together.
Let's just get into it because there's a lot of shit on our minds at the moment, and it needs to be
We
said.
both together are going to tear this apart. So, before we get into the real negatives, let's talk about the only good things about this season. So, Josh, can you?
Very little that there actually is. But yeah, let's get into it.
So, can you name a positive thing about this season finale, Josh?
Well, I liked the first 2 episodes. I liked the music. I liked some of the jokes. And I liked seeing more of Sonic and Shadow's dynamic. But that's really all I can think of.
Well, you forgot one thing.
Which is...
Nine as a villain. I think he's the best villain in the show. And he's cool.
Yeah, and he's actually a threat, unlike the Chaos Council.
Yeah, I really love his character, his voice, his design, everything. He's a cool, good villain.
Yep.
And I really loved the first episode of season 3 because of how hype it was, and you know, Sonic and Shadow being together and escaping Ghost Hill, and then fighting Alpha Grim robots of Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Amy, and Birdie. And the fight was actually really good because not only was it short and not 2 hours long, but it was also entertaining and cool, because it's both Sonic and Shadow fighting.
Literally only the first batch of fights we get in the season are the only good fights, with Sonic and Shadow taking on the Alpha Grim clones.
Yeah, and I can name 4 episodes that I thought are not trash. The first episode, episode 2, episode 3, even though that is the beginning of the end, and the last episode. That's it.
Yeah, but even then, the last episode does have issues, which we will get into, but not right now.
All right, let's talk about the animation. And not the prime animation, not the regular prime animation in the show. No, I'm talking about the reference.
Oh my god, the constant reused animation that we see in this season. It is so infuriating that it actually hurts.
Yes, but I was actually talking about the sprite animation.
Yeah, that too. The worst part. Just wanted to get the freaking reused animation shit out of the way first because the sprite animation is literally the worst part of the season.
Dude, this is like the one time that Sonic Adventure has been acknowledged for like what, like 20 years?
Several years. Like maybe even a while after. I mean, they did acknowledge it in Generations, but that was pretty much it. That was like the only time I can remember where they acknowledged one of the advanced
Yeah,
games.
and guess what? It's the biggest insult in the entire Sonic Advance trilogy.
And you know what else? This might have ruined the possibilities of us ever getting an advanced trilogy remaster.
How though?
Cause imagine if it actually happens and it looks like that with the cheap sprites and shit.
Well, I'm pretty sure they're only doing that just for the show and not for the games. Because why would they?
I don't know. It seems oddly specific that they decided to reference the best advanced game of all things.
Yeah, because of the canon thing, which we will get into. But
Oh my god. But before the canon thing didn't really make me as mad, but now it kind of does.
oh my god, I think you know what? We should talk about the elephant in the room, which is the canon. Dude, literally, what the fuck?
The canonicity in the Sonic series makes absolutely no sense.
Especially now.
Further proof.
So, apparently, Ian Flynn, who promised to give us answers how on God's green earth can this Sonic show possibly be canon to the games, said that this show, Sonic Prime, takes place some time after Sonic Advance 3. Now, normally I would say, okay, cool, but there's one problem. Orbot and Qbot.
What? Yeah, who were not introduced in the series until Colors, or Orbotten specifically, who has not been like shown since Unleashed, but that was just his prototype.
Dude, how does that make any sense? Both of those characters did not even exist until 2010.
Exactly. And the only Sonic show we had at the time during Advance 3 was Sonic X. So if that's the case, why didn't they use Deco and Boko?
Exactly.
The two henchmen that Eggman had in
Why couldn't they
X.
just use those if that was what they were going for? Why does it have to be Orbot and Qbot? Listen, they're more iconic, sure, but like, guys, please do, please do a better job on writing an adaptation to Sonic the Hedgehog, bro.
Exactly.
Oh my god. Man of action, you clearly have no idea what you're doing with this Sonic show, bro. Not only
Well, they kind of did, but season 3 just really further proves that they had no idea what they were doing. That's
not
for
only
sure.
did they make Sonic out of character, mostly out of character, but also like literally even after the placement has been told or teased rather, it never explained anything else about any other inconsistency, bro. Like for example, Sonic saying, "Is that a knockoff me?" Even though he met Metal Sonic before, he should know this.
Dude, this isn't the first time you've met a robotic clone of yourself, and it's certainly, as we know, it won't be the
He
last.
was acting like this is the first time that there was a Sonic clone. No, it isn't. Far from it.
Yeah, and this is supposed to be canon?
Oh my god, this is the dumbest shit of all time.
Oh my
Guys,
god.
if you don't want your show to be canon, just don't make it canon.
Yeah, have it just be its own little separate
Like
thing.
how it should have been. Why force it to be canon if it doesn't even work at any way possible?
It makes no sense
I bet
whatsoever.
that they did this just to sell us the show because, you know, I guess making a thing canon means more attention and money and all that stuff. Like, come on, really?
Apparently so.
This is just a big old lie, dude.
Well, I mean, as before, I stated that maybe canon, like, if something is canon or not, I don't think it really makes sense. But now that we know that they purposely made it canon without giving much of a reason, this just infuriates me all the way.
My God, literally the only problem with the placement is Orba and Cubot existing. Even though in Sonic Colors they had their debut in there. Like, guys, did you thought of this through, or did you guys work?
Oh yeah, and also there's
What
another
is it?
flaw. If this is if this is supposed to be after or like what sometime after Advance 3 or whatever they say, where the fuck is Cream?
I don't know. Maybe she's dead. I
How and why?
don't know. Well, actually, no. She's not dead. Maybe she was still in that that capsule thing from Sonic Dream Team. I don't fucking know.
Well, it's sometime after Advance 3, so it can't really be after Dream Team.
I know, Josh, but I mean,
But that's what makes it confusing. And it just why would you force something to be canon if you know it's not going to make any sense? And what makes it all the more confusing is that Ian Flynn says that he's not the one who decided to make Sonic Prime canon. So if he didn't, then who the fuck
and if
did?
that's the case, then why even tell any of this at all?
Exactly. Like, why say it? I mean, I feel like he knew that we were going to be upset about
Yes,
it.
he
So
has to.
why say it in the
He
first
has to,
place?
bro.
You could have saved us all the
He has
trouble.
to, bro. Oh my God, dude. All this time we were bickering about this show being canon for nothing. And guess what, Josh? Do you want to know what's the most painful part of it?
It's already painful, but yeah, sure. Tell me.
Apparently, Sonic Prime is like '06, to where the entire events of that story just got wiped out easily, just like that, and then boom, it never happened, and it never mattered to be canon. Then why make it canon?
Why make this show in the first place, and why make it canon?
My God, they don't know what they were doing with this, dude. I'm sorry, but I thought they were, dude. I thought they knew what they were doing with this show being canon, but now, no, I'm not convinced.
Oh my god! And the worst part is we did not even get a proper explanation as to how it's canon. Like they said, I mean, Ian's response is not much of anything if we're going by what he's saying to be true.
Well, maybe if they used the theory that we had a while ago, maybe it would have made mostly sense. But no, no, not even that. It is in the game universe. It is confirmed to be in the game universe. But do you want to do another flaw with that, Josh?
It's already flawed. I don't know how you can make it any
Oh,
more
I know
flawed.
how. I know how.
Well, let's hear it.
It references Sonic 2 and 3 and Knuckles, even though the characters are their modern counterparts and they can speak.
Oh my god, which is
And
it?
that would not even be a problem if it wasn't for generations to make Classic Sonic an actual character.
Exactly. And we kind of hated it at the time. Well, not really, but now we actually do hate
Guys,
it.
which one is it? Is he just Sonic but in a different art style? Is he in every character, or is he from another dimension?
Good lord.
Because they seem to have no idea what they wanted to do with Classic Sonic. First, he was younger. No. First, Classic Sonic was just, and was just an art style. Then, then it became a younger version of modern Sonic. Okay, that makes sense so far. But then in Forces, he made it to another dimension. How?
Okay, we're definitely getting sidetracked here because now we're ranting about classic Sonic.
Okay, yeah, but like,
And we could do that at another time, but we're here to talk about Prime. So yeah.
yeah, but all that I've been trying to say is that it just doesn't make any sense at all if it's the game universe, bro.
Exactly. And we don't even know who the hell is deciding to make all of this, like, all linked up into one. Just have it be its own thing.
Why is that so hard?
They always got to do shit the complicated way, I assume.
I never once had an issue with this show not being canon, but now that they're doing this, now I just don't like that they're trying to make every single thing canon. I'm sorry, but you had 30 years for that, and guess what? You didn't care about the canonency. What's the word?
Canonicity?
Yeah,
Is that how you say it?
Of the franchise until now.
Oh my god.
And then they're just trying to fit the puzzle all together, even though there's some missing pieces left, or some pieces that don't even work.
This basically is like a puzzle where you just try to connect everything all in one, but not every piece is gonna fit.
Yep, it's like putting a square on a circular hole.
Oh my
But
god.
all right, that's enough of that. Now let's talk about the battle, the war.
Yeah, the quote unquote war.
Really, guys? Really? This is this is the final fight of the series?
Yeah, the thing you've been hyping us up for in the trailer, and when we watch the actual thing, it's literally nothing but just the most repetitive shit you've ever seen in anything in your
This is the
lifetime.
most boring, dragged out, and repetitive fight I have ever seen in my life.
Good freaking lord.
And the thing is that we should absolutely eat this shit out of this battle. And it was cool the first time, but then it very quickly became tiresome.
Yeah, like most of the time it's literally just the battling, and it goes on for like 2 or 3
And
episodes.
these robots never ever give up. They just keep appearing. The same models, copy pasted over and over again.
Good lord.
Dude, imagine that there's like 2 stages that are like, other than the area where they do the war in Forces, but then having like 98% of that game being just the war. That's how this show is.
Yes, and they did not do it well. They did not do
My
it well.
God, again, it was cool the first time, like that we saw the battle begin, but then it goes on and on and
They're just
on.
ironing the shit out like it's nothing.
It is literally filler, Josh. This is filler.
Nothing but filler.
But do you want to know the worst part about it?
Yes.
Where the fuck is Prismatic Sonic?
Yeah, the thing that they teased at the end of season 2, thinking that this could have some bigger role in the final season. But no, when you watch it, it's not there.
And it had one shard missing, so they were absolutely teasing it, bro.
Exactly. And now that we know that they were just fooling us with that bit for season 2, I don't like Prismatic Sonic as much as I used to
Me
now.
neither, man. But it's the it's still the best part in the entire Prime series. And speaking of that, season 3 is somehow the worst Sonic Prime season of all time. Worse than season 1, and season 2 still remains as the best Sonic Prime season of all time. I thought season 3 was gonna be the best
Season
one,
one
but
was
no,
just
it's season 2. How? Why?
yeah, I mean, season one was just a bunch of world building, and it was just setting up the concept, and just it was just a multiverse Sonic show. But season two is where the real meat begins, and that's when you actually want to get invested into the story because you're actually seeing the characters fight back and trying to take all the shards back. So now that we were getting season three, there was hope that we could probably witness the greatest thing in our lives, and we did not witness anything close to that. It was the worst thing in our lives. If not, at least it was up there.
Joshua, I remember when you said that this could be on par with Final Horizon.
Yeah, I'm laughing at myself now. I'm literally laughing at myself.
And
I've never done that
and
before.
I remember when you first saw the season, you were like, "Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god!" But then hours later, ugh.
Oh my god, I wanted to fall asleep during all the battling. And you want to know the worst part?
Yes,
On the day when it came out, I literally woke up at 5:30 in the morning to watch it. And it ended at around 7 o'clock. So I got up for literally nothing.
Joshua, you just got out just to watch Fiddler. That's it.
Yeah, and now I feel stupid.
Oh my god, what happened? I thought this was going to be the best season yet. I thought season 3 is going to be a fucking banger, bro. I was expecting Prismatic Sonic having a full like design, fighting Nine and the robots, and like we didn't even get that. Even though it was set up
Good lord,
before, what happened?
good lord, the stakes were high. And I don't even eat steak, but I don't buy any of the shit they were saying in the season 3 trailer
My
now.
god, the trailers really made this look better, huh?
Yeah, they looking back at the trailer, they really oversell it.
I'm crying, bro.
How the fuck did they manage to take one of the best Sonic shows and end it off as blunt as that?
This is Force's level of misinformation.
Exactly.
And this is still better than Forces, but oh sweet Jesus.
I mean, being better than Forces is not really much of an achievement when you think about it.
Dude, there's an animation error where Nine's missing his hair, and nobody saw that somehow.
Don't even get me started on that shit. You're telling me this animation studio that makes one of the most crisp looking animations proven by this show did not notice this one single tiny animation error that could have easily been fixed in like a few minutes, and they just left it in there like nothing?
Not even a few minutes, a few seconds, bro. And it was so obvious. It's not like a in between like frame or anything. No, it's a keyframe. It's right there front and center. And yet nobody noticed it?
Exactly. It's the thing we always see on Nine's head.
You guys work on the show. You guys know how he should look like. Why give it a pass?
Oh my god,
And
dude.
the reused animations, bro. This is the most recycling I've ever seen of animation ever in my life. At least in 3D.
Well, I know it. I know it's good to recycle, but for animation, no. We want new shit. We want to witness the more stellar animation, not just you reusing the same shit we've seen over and over. And speaking of which, it turns out it wasn't just only the screams and shit that they've been reusing. They're now, of course, reusing the animation. Why is this show so obsessed with reusing stuff when you think about
It's
it?
not even, dude. Like, it's not even subtle at all. I can clearly see they were being reused with no like major changes at all. No, it's just the exact same. Which yes, season 2 had 2 reused animations, but honestly, those weren't a problem because one, they didn't last long. It was only a few seconds, and also it made sense in the context of what was happening. But this is just a battle. Why do that? Like that's so
Exactly.
lazy.
It's a waste.
This season felt so rushed, even though we were waiting months after season two.
And they had so much time. They had so many months to work on season 3, and the final product was just a waste.
Josh, only three locations were in this season, and one of them takes the entire season.
Yeah, and we know little to nothing about the Grim as a whole, and we stay in the exact same location for the majority of the season, like you said.
Joshua, this season, the entire season of the show was just the war. That's it, with very little other stuff.
The whole war went on for 3 episodes, and it got stale and staler as it went on.
Dude, when I was watching that very late at midnight, I was just like, dude, I had nothing to say. I was just watching. That's it. Nothing else to comment on. No, it's just they're still fighting again and again and again and again and again. Oh my god.
God.
All right, so
All right, so what's
the
next?
final episode and the ending.
This is where the real meat is.
Joshua, I'm gonna leave all of this to you. So, spit, my boy, spit.
The final episode was literally the most anticlimactic thing you can ever find in not just a Sonic show, but maybe even a TV show in general. Because after all of that, after everything we've been through, the show just ends with Sonic and pals facing off against another baddie. Once Sonic and Nine just restore the prison by, of course, getting Sonic's energy. And then Shadow takes Sonic all the way back to Green Hill, which doesn't even feel as jam-packed as they made it in the Season
Nope.
3 trailer. But what the hell? The show ends with literally Sonic just saying, "We've got to go fast." And that's it. That's the show.
Haha, look, he said the thing. Gotta go fast.
Yeah, not gonna lie, I'm kind of getting tired of him saying that now.
By the way, guys,
Like, oh yeah, he said the thing that he said the thing from that one song from that other
By the way-
cartoon. Haha, do
by
you
the
get
way,
it?
guys, sorry if you hear Discord notices. There are two people texting me for some reason right now, and I just muted both of them. So we should be good, hopefully. You know what? I'm just gonna close the app
Okay.
because I am on my laptop right now. So okay, let's close. So yeah, that was not as jam packed as in the trailer, which made it a whole lot more intense.
Yes, like even the ending with like I said with Shadow carrying Sonic all the way back, it seemed much more intense in the trailer. But when you watch the damn thing, I felt nothing. Like Sonic was barely even fading away. He was like they said, oh, Sonic it'll only be a matter of time before Sonic fades away. But he takes an awfully long time to do so. When you realize it.
This entire season is a fucking lie.
Oh my
And
god! And like you said, the show ended as like Sonic 06. Everything that happened didn't.
nope, it just didn't.
So what were we supposed to feel about the ending exactly? Because I felt nothing, and I'm sure you felt the same as
What
well.
was the point of the show existing if it didn't even matter where or how it's canon?
Good lord, I feel betrayed.
Even 06 feels more canon than Prime, bro. And it actually got referenced in Generations by Crisis City being a stage. And that was cool.
Yes.
But do you want to know the worst part about the ending, Josh?
Oh, but I do. which
Not
is
only did it not explain anything about how Prime is canon, or explain no, or it never addressed the inconsistencies, but it ended on a cliffhanger that we're never going to get a sequel out of.
and we don't even know what that giant beast thing was. You think you could have at least shown what they were fighting against and not just ended off with the characters going
Right?
in? And the final shot is literally just a zoom in shot of Sonic's face.
Yeah, and it looks goofy as shit.
Yes. And this dude used to have it as his profile.
Yeah, but then I switched to the angry free riders Sonic picture because it.
That's how we feel about the
Yeah, and
season.
because it's a spoiler if you haven't seen the show yet. But I mean, do you need to avoid the spoilers? It's a spoiler.
That's not is that even really a
It's just
spoiler? And is there really even anything to spoil in this season?
it's just the battle that goes on and on and on and on.
Exactly, like most of the battling was already shown in the trailer, it felt like. But now with the actual show, they took that way too much to the heart and just made the whole thing just fight the robots and oh we win. But no, Nine just sends more robots. Fight the robots, we destroy them. Then they just repeat and repeat over and over. The process never ends.
Dude, do you want to know another thing that doesn't end?
Yes.
Sonic reasoning with Nine. It got annoying in this one.
Good freaking lord! I know he looks like the little fox friend that you've known your whole life, but do you not realize that this is a version of him that has never met you? So of course he's going to be different. He's not going to be like your little buddy. He has his own reasons for why he's the way that he is. And then Sonic just keeps going like, "Nine, this isn't you. We're friends. We can restore the shatter spaces and bring back Green Hill together." And no, Nine just keeps refusing, but Sonic just keeps on going on and on about trying to reason with Nine. Dude, get your head in the freaking game. And this is not even a game.
And after the umpteenth time, Nine actually had a forced redemption arc.
Dude, Nine's redemption arc is the most forced thing I've ever seen in any sort of Sonic
And
media.
guess what?
I mean, at least I'm pretty
And
sure
guess
it
what?
was.
You knew
Yeah?
this.
Yes.
You predicted it.
Yep. I freaking called it.
This show ended in the most lame and predictable way ever, dude.
Oh my god. I was kind of also hoping that they would just kill Nine, but no. They of
Hell,
course wanted to end it off
Jesus
the most
Christ.
basic way possible.
Okay, Josh, be careful now. This is a baby show.
Yeah, this is the same show where Shadow literally says die.
Speaking of that, do you want to know what's the most embarrassing thing about Sonic Prime Season 3?
Eh.
Mickey Mouse Clubhouse was better.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but you're fucking right.
Mickey Mouse Clubhouse was actually better than Season 3. I cannot believe it.
Oh my god. And another thing we didn't really talk about is the just really short little bit we got of Shadow in this whole season, much like every other season, but this time he was really just barely even
Dude,
there.
I thought we were getting more of Shadow since Season 2. And then we thought we're going to get more of him, and others thought that we're going to get more screen time of Shadow in this season. And guess what? No.
We did it. It was literally the exact same. Shadow barely shows up.
Why is
And he was probably the best character, well, one of the best characters in the whole entire show.
why is he even in the show if you're not even gonna use him that often?
That defeats the whole purpose of a lot of things.
And do you know who I miss? Chaos
Who?
Sonic. He only appeared once, and now I really want him back after the battle we had.
Yes, Alpha Grim Sonic was nothing but just a basic and just another revision of Metal Sonic. Like he doesn't even talk. He's just angry and it's just destroy Sonic. That's his main objective, like Metal Sonic. But at least with Chaos Sonic, he had more personality and actually tries to put Sonic in his place. He has the same personality, speed, and everything. That's why we love Chaos Sonic, or at least you and I.
Yeah, but the thing is that Alpha Grim's Alpha Grim Sonic is cool, or at least he was when he first appeared, and not and him not talking made sense because it's meant to be more serious. He's supposed to be more of a
Yeah,
threat,
Alpha Grim Sonic was cool in the first in the first
but
episode,
after
but
that,
after seeing
no.
him constantly over and over and over, I just wanted him out of the picture
And
forever.
the Grim Birdies appeared over and over and over.
And they never die.
No one ever dies, dude.
No one died. Well, I guess kind of the Chaos Council did, but they were just we didn't really see them die. They just went floating away or whatever in the in the like void or whatever.
And funny fact, I thought Sales and Mandy actually died for a second.
Yeah, well, I knew they were gonna come back because that whole thing where they just we didn't actually kill the characters. They're gonna come back later in some freaking ant ex machina kind of way.
Wow, that's not cliche at all.
Yep.
Oh my god, I really hope that whatever appeared at the end was Giganto, dude. Because other than that, what the heck was that?
Literally nothing but just a waste.
Honestly, the closest guess is the egg carrier. I
Exactly.
mean, I think even the sound sounded like a ship.
Yes.
Either that or it's the Chaos Council that we're back so soon. But we're never going to get a sequel to Prime because they are not planning to make any more after season 3. Then why end it on a
Good
cliffhanger?
Lord, why is this show so obsessed with cliffhangers? There are so many unanswered questions, and they just leave behind so much shit. Literally the same thing that I said in my Equestria Girls Holidays Unwrapped video. They leave behind so much shit. That is pretty much what Sonic Prime Season 3 was. It left out so much shit.
This is lazy, Josh. This show is lazy, dude. So many reuse
Oh,
animations,
God.
so many things like screams that are repeated over and over. It's like, guys, did the show even had effort? No, it did have effort.
It did have effort, but the final season didn't.
Oh my god. We went from a show that was, okay, fine, cool, that had a unique premise of a chronic story that is setting up the basics for world building and the outer spaces and the world and all that stuff and the character variant clones of Sonic characters. And then season 2 had more action, the story was getting more interesting, and everything else was just getting more epic and hype. Especially the prismatic Sonic battle with the prismatic Titan.
Yes, season two is where the show really peaked because we get all that stuff like, oh, they can actually do that in the show. So yeah, since we get all of that, we can only imagine what season 3 is. And what we got was shit. It was literal shit in a toilet.
Oh my god. After season 2, I had high expectations, but I am let down.
Good lord, all of this just hurts me to say because I am known for being one of the biggest defenders for the show, but now I am shit talking it.
Yeah, and the embarrassing part in my part is that I said a tweet or post now because X about I am not gonna say it, but it's harsh and it was just me defending Prime. But after that, I'm glad you told me to delete that shit because now I just feel stupid.
So do I. I feel neglected.
Dude, Mickey Mouse Clubhouse was better. I cannot believe I'm saying that.
I can't believe that's actually coming out of a human mouth.
The Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. Come inside, there's fun inside the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
MICKEYMOUSE.
Right, dude.
Bro, we were Speckledor.
And that's not a word, and but even I agree. Dude, I cannot believe that season 3 of X was better than Prime season 3, even though Prime is
Yeah,
far better.
the inferior Sonic show was better than the best Sonic show. I mean, can we even call it the best Sonic show still?
I mean, it's the most. I mean, it's technically the most accurate. I think. Maybe. Well, no. X is still the most accurate Sonic show, but Prime was more entertaining and fun to watch, and at least they had no Chris Thorndyke in it, so that's a plus.
Well, yeah. I mean, Sonic X immediately gets a lot of negative points because Chris is in it, but at least Prime doesn't have Chris.
Yeah, there's that. But but then again, there's not a shit finale of the series.
Yeah, at least Sonic X had a better finale than Prime, and that just hurts to say.
Prime to me is still the best Sonic show. It's still my favorite Sonic show because it tried to be the most accurate to the games, but even then, there's still some weird changes, like Sonic's character, for example, and some lore changes here and there, like Knuckles and Sonic meeting each other at Hidden Palace Zone instead of Angel Island. Although I could argue that Knuckles introduced himself in Hidden Palace is not at Angel Island because he ran off. So I guess that makes sense. But they can still talk, aren't they? Classic.
Exactly.
Come on, man.
Good lord.
Do we have anything else to say?
Well, I mean, from the looks of it, I don't know if there's really much to it. I mean, we could go back and revise some of our stuff because I'm sure there is some things we left out.
I don't know, man. This season,
But even then, we're literally suffering right now because there was literally nothing good. Well, kinda, but still, most of what we saw in that entire season was filler.
this season surprisingly had the least to talk about.
Yeah, because it's literally just the same shit over and over. Season 1 and Season 2 had more going for it, and I had a whole lot of shit to say. Like, I praised the show up a storm in my Season 2 review, and I thought the show was okay in my review video for Season 1. But now here we are with Season 3, where I'm shit talking the show.
Se-
How did this even become a reality?
Season 1 was better, dude. It was far better because it was not filler at all. It was just a cool introduction to the series. But season 3, it was it was just it was just nothing but pure filler. That's it.
Oh my god.
I feel so bummed out and betrayed and let down.
It's not just you.
Listen, Prime wasn't my cup of tea at first. I thought it was stupid how they tried to make it canon, and I still think it is, but I also was not really digging Sonic's character and the tone and the art style. But after season 2, made me like the show mainly because of Prismatic Sonic reminded me of Game Sonic. I'm like, oh, you know what? Season 1 is not that mid. It's actually kind of good. And then we have season 3,
It
where
is
I'm just
good.
shit talking and I
Well,
cannot believe
especially
it.
now.
I man, I was being a Prime fan, dude, but now I'm like, what the heck?
Oh my god. How could you do this to me?
I went from not digging the show that much to actually liking and appreciating everything about it to just shit talking it. How does that happen?
How did this become a reality?
This season felt so rushed, dude. It felt so unfinished.
Oh my god, it just felt like there was something missing. The whole time, I was just constantly asking, how long is this gonna go on? And why am I even continuing on anymore?
Was this even what they were trying to do to end off the series? Because I am 100% sure they wanted to do something else that was way cooler, but did they ran out of budget or something since they are reusing animations constantly?
Apparently so.
How did they ran out of budget? The show was doing well. It made them bank, and it's on Netflix too, especially.
Yes, and it's one of the most watched Sonic shows of all time. And this is how we get a conclusion for it.
You know, I wouldn't happen as harsh with season three if one, the show wasn't even canon, and two, if there was more after this season. But no, there is not. And by the way, it's not it's not 8 episodes now. No, now it's 7.
Yeah, that's another thing. Season 1 and season 2 both had 8 episodes, but here's season 3 where it only has 7 episodes.
Eh, Does Prime still have 24 episodes like they were planned to, or is it 23 now? I think it is, right?
It was like constantly I would hear that the show is gonna have a total of 23 or 24
24.
episodes. You want to know what's even
What?
crazier? I'm pretty sure this show has been in development even before 2020 because I specifically remember back in 2020 that's when they announced a new Netflix Sonic series, and in 2021 is when we got all the concept art, and in 2022 is when we got the trailers and the actual show, and now here we are in 2024, 4 years later.
And it was not worth it.
Oh my
It was not worth it,
god.
Josh. It was not worth the hype of
Hell
season
to the
3.
no.
I feel so betrayed, man. How can they do this? What happened?
My overall score for season 3 is a 3 out of 10 because there are some good moments that I enjoyed, like Nine telling Sonic, "I hate chili
That was
dogs."
funny.
But even then, that was literally nothing. That literally did
That,
nothing to save the show as a whole.
that was funny, and also Sonic being so dramatic towards Big being a robot.
Yeah, that was actually pretty funny too.
Yeah, and then Renegade knocks punching tail Nine's face.
Yeah, and just I did of course enjoy the whole Renegade Nux and Sonic thing. Like, oh, we're having a
Yep,
dynamic, and they're helping
yep.
each other. That was
Renegade
cool.
Nux is cool. He's my favorite. He's my favorite Knuckles. And speaking of him, Dread, he's good again. He's cool again. Oh wow, a character development arc.
He has a better redemption arc than Nine did.
Ironically, yes, he does.
That's just so fucking
And it's the
hilarious.
same person that were repeatedly saying "me beauty" over and over again instead of the main villain of season 3.
Good lord.
Oh my god,
And most of the time in season 3, Dredd was just chilling on the side doing
just being
nothing.
depressed.
But now here
Just
he
being
is,
depressed.
actually being a loyal captain.
Again, yeah. Black Rose is now the captain. That's cool. And dude, Shadow was repeatedly telling Sonic that Nine cannot be trusted because he's Nine and not Tails. And Sonic is still trying to reason with Nine even after he betrayed both of them.
Good lord, let it go. Let it the fuck go.
And there's no way in hell that Nine just finally now apologizes, dude. After the up team's time of
Yeah, after all the shit we've seen him do, he just admits defeat on the spot?
listen, our friendship may not be entirely perfect, but at least I wasn't trying to kill everyone because if I did, I would never ever deserve forgiveness from anyone because I was taking lives. I was trying to take lives. That
Exactly. Nine was literally destroying worlds, and everyone somehow forgives him after all of that. Even if all the worlds just came back together at the end, y'all still accept his meaningless apology.
and guess what? Nine could just be he could just be pretending to be guilty again, and so that they can trick them again to get the prism, just like last time.
Oh my god, this season left me so sour.
Yeah, me too. This was worse than Frontiers' original ending, which I never even hated. I thought it was cool.
Yep.
People should say sorry to that because this is worse.
Yep.
By the way, you pointed out that Nine could have easily won if he took the tech off Sonic.
Yeah, that's another thing. Like, not, Nine just was letting Sonic keep the tech. Like, if you wanted to win so bad, you could have just swiped the tech back.
He
But no, he
he
didn't.
even
He
said
literally did not
himself
even try
that
to do
he
that. The
should have
only
never
time
been
he,
taking
wait,
the what.
wait. The only time he really acknowledged the tech was when he told Sonic, "I should have never given
Yeah,
you those
that
regulators."
was what I was gonna say. Like, bro, if you say that, then why not do it?
Exactly. Like, why not actually try to be a villain? I mean, he is a villain, but like, dude, why at least attempt? He wasn't even trying. Like, oh, just all he was doing the whole time was stealing the prism energy, and it was just making shit worse for him. Not just for him, but everyone
And
else.
maybe he was trying to take down the tech, but barely.
Yeah,
This this
barely.
proves to me that that literally everyone but the main character was right about Nine.
Oh my god.
Sonic's blind trust
Those
was
if
for
that ain't the
nothing.
most forced if that ain't the most forced shit you've ever seen in your life, I don't know what is.
God, this season left me with a bad taste in my mouth. It just left me sour.
I'm literally both laughing and
Me
crying at the
too,
same
man. How did this happen? What happened to the show, man?
No! How do you fuck up this bad?
I don't know, dude. And you know what? I actually agree with the score you gave to this Hazen in particular. 3 out of 10 sounds just right.
Yeah, anything beyond anything like higher than a 3 is really just overselling and way too
Like,
generous.
like,
Like that's honestly the best way I can describe the season. A 3 out of 10.
yeah. And I actually reviewed the season yesterday since I watched it myself now instead of watching it with you, and I gave it a 7 because I did not wanted to give this such a bad score because it was still Sonic and it was still Prime. But after hearing that from you, I agree.
Yep, 3 out of 10. That's the best I can give it.
So how would you rate Prime from each season and then overall the show?
Season 1 gets a 7 out of 10 for me.
Yes, perfect.
Season 2 gets 8.5 out of 10 or even a 9 because of Prismatic Sonic and
And
Chaos
because
Sonic,
9,
of course. And of course, season 3, 3 out of 10. And as for the show as a whole, a 7 out of
you
10
know what?
or seven
You know
point
what?
five.
I agree. I think I think Prime, like I gave Prime an 8, but the more I think about it, I think overall a 7 out of 10 makes the most sense.
Yeah, like that's really all I can really give to this show. And I loved the living daylights out of this show. If season 3 was more thought out and much better, it would have probably cracked a 9 out of
Or even
10.
a 10.
But no. Yeah.
S-
But yeah, I can't defend Prime on this one. Season 3 was just a waste of my
Season
time.
3 nearly ruined the show for us.
Yeah, it almost killed me. It almost killed my love for the show, and I loved it a lot. I collected all the figures, I collected the plush, and I constantly waited all the time to see that episode. And that was literally nothing
and Josh, and Josh, and Josh, do you want to know the most embarrassing thing in Sonic history?
but
Not
yeah.
even Gamescage liked this season.
That's how you know you fucked up and that you're really better off not continuing on in life.
Fidel?
One of the biggest Sonic the Hedgehog praisers did not like season 3 of Prime. That's how you know they fucked
That's
up
how low we are,
so
dude. That's how
badly.
low. That's how low we are right now.
You'd have to be. Oh my god, I don't even have the words
You
right
have
now.
to
Like,
actively
there's
try
literally
to be as
nothing worse
terrible as
than
possible.
one of the biggest Sonic praisers to not like the show.
So, dude, Fidel is the biggest Sonic dick writer of all time, and he did not even like this season. And he liked Sonic Prime before. He enjoyed it like us. And he didn't even like the season finale. Oh my god.
And I literally said in a tweet, "Is it too early / late for a Sonic Prime revision?"
Dude,
But yeah, it probably
we
is
need
too
a
early and late.
Sonic Prime Final Horizon ASAP, bro.
Exactly. Like we actually need more. I just honest to God want a
We
little bit
need
more, but we might not get
we
any
need
more.
at the very least and just one more episode. No, not even one more. I need a updated final fight because what the hell was that?
Literally not even close to what I was expecting.
And it's for the worst, bro. Where's Prismatic Sonic? I thought he was going to be in the final battle, but no, he's not.
Oh my freaking
The
gosh,
battles
dude.
in New York and No Place were cool, but the Grim, it is dragged down. It is boring. It is repetitive. It is lazy. It is mind
And
numbing,
I
tiresome,
honestly
everything.
honestly, everything else about the show, except for, of course, season 3, was just really spectacular to me. The music, the voice cast, the animation, everything.
Yeah, man. Somehow the first episode of season 3 was the best one.
Yeah, see, the first episode of season 3 was probably the only good episode in this
And
whole
it was
season.
setting up the basics for the entire season.
That's the worst part. It was literally just like world building, like season 1. It was just setting shit up, and it turns out that it was actually the only good part of the season, or like one of the only good episodes of the season, I should say.
Dude, episode 1 had far better fights, dude. It had the chase. It had the escape scene of Sonic and Shadow escaping Ghost Hill, and it had the battle with Alpha Grim's Sonic, which was way better than anything else in this season because it is Sonic and Shadow. It's quick, it's short, and it's not trying to be a Marvel movie ripoff.
Oh my god, why? Why would they do this shit?
This is not Sonic Prime. This is Sonic Adventures. Adventures, like adventure, but Adventures Endgame.
Oh.
Wait, speaking of that, do you know what just popped in my head right now? The
What?
Paradox Prism reminded me of the Infinity Stones. I just thought of that.
Yeah, it pretty much is like the Infinity Stone. And speaking of the Paradox Prism, Shadow just randomly uses Chaos Control on it, and we don't even know where it
Where
ended
is
up.
he?
Where the fuck did Shadow go?
Dude, he did not even appear in the ending. He just faded from existence. That's it. That's Prime Shadow. Everybody,
Oh yeah, and another thing I just
what is it?
realized in season 2, it was established that Shadow couldn't enter the gateways, but then in season 3, he does enter it by using the cracks in the void. But when he's trying to save Sonic, he actually does go through the void in the entrance. How? So he can suddenly go through the gateways now?
Well, I think they did. I think the show did explain that Harold could only enter Green Hill or Ghost Hill in S2 season 2.
Yeah, but even then, that just feels a little more confusing because, like, yeah, that was originally where he came from, but like, why?
And the cracks
I
is what
mean,
made him go into the Grim. How and
yeah,
why?
like, if then why not just have him go through the gateways as a whole?
Oh,
And why couldn't he come with
because they don't
Sonic?
want Shadow to be in the show, even though they have him.
Yeah, and it's the best Shadow we've had since
Sonic '06.
'06.
Well, technically speaking, since Forces, but
Well, Forces is Forces, so
dude, even the finale of Forces felt more climactic and rewarding.
Yep.
I cannot believe I just said that. Forces did something more right. They that game did something better than Prime. The war did not even lasted that long because we were playing as Sonic the entire time.
Yeah, so anyways, we're salty as hell about season 3 of Prime.
God damn it, bro! What the fuck did they do to the show?
My God, it had so much potential, and that's a common thing heard from Sonic fans.
Well, chalk right into the garbage because we just wasted a perfectly great show.
And we might never get a good Sonic TV show ever again. I mean, maybe we could, but
I
I don't
mean,
know. The ending of Prime had a whole lot
it
going
had a
for it.
lot to be desired.
Right.
But even then, even if I think Prime is the best Sonic show, it's only just okay. But again, it's not the most faithful to the games. Like, just make either a new CGI or 2D Sonic animated show and just be like the games. No human worlds, or well, I mean they can have humans, but just not Crystal. Like they can not have the outer spaces and just take place in Sonic's world and characters, please. Thank you.
Oh my God, I don't even know what else to say. I really
Honestly,
don't.
my favorite part about the ending of Prime is just Sonic getting back to Green Hill and being like his game self. That is it.
Yeah, and it did no explanation as to how the show was even canon.
Nope.
Literally nothing. No explanation. No actual proper conclusion or anything to be
The
desired.
the inconsistencies are never explained. They're just there.
Oh my God.
Okay. Well, Brain, you did a great job in this show with the animation and character models. Voice actors, you did a great job at voicing the characters we love. Um, music artists, you guys did well on the score. That was great. Men of Action did a terrible job at writing this show in general, except for Shadow.
Yeah.
I never want them to write anything ever again.
Me neither.
Nope. Even if I don't dislike Prime Sonic as much anymore, I still think he's not Game Sonic. He's just a different version of the character. that's more in line with movie Sonic.
He's a shadow of his former self.
Yes, like, oh my god. And you defended the show. No, we defended the show,
We defended this
but
show.
mostly you.
Yeah, sure. And hearing the credits theme, the iconic do 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 hit me like a damn truck after the final episode, and not in a good way.
Speaking of that, I think that's it. I think we should wrap things up.
Yeah. So overall, we did not enjoy Prime season
Nope, we
3.
didn't.
There was barely anything to enjoy at all. There were some good moments like the jokes, the music, and the potential and everything. But yeah, but as for everything else, no. This is like the lowest of lows for the show as a
Mickey
whole.
Mouse Clubhouse was better, dude.
That just feels really. Oh my god.
I think the perfect way to end this now is to sing the outro song, but in a very depressing way together. Are you ready, Josh?
Ready as I'll ever be.
3, 2, 1. Dun, 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 dun. Walking about Canyon Flame.
This show is literally the worst thing to ever come out of the series. They reached the whole, and it really ruined the whole show.
All right, motherfuckers. I'll see you guys in whenever I appear next in this channel. So,
Yeah, thank you, Jayden, for joining me
too, man.
in
I
this
needed
journey.
that. After this, we should just forget season 3 ever happened and just go back to the first 2. Guys,
Season 2 will always be peak
it
for
will
Prime.
be the best season as always. Guys, if you want to rewatch season 3, if you already watched that season, please, I recommend you to just watch it, but with 2 times the speed because it's the best. It's the best experience.
Yep.
Because everything else was dragged down. It was filler. It was boring. It was lazy, and our our expectations were shattered, and it didn't live up to it.
Ha 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 ha.
Well, guys, I'll see you next time.
All right, everyone. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay tuned for more content.